Hello and welcome. This is Gigi, and this is a weekly tarot reading for my Scorpios for the week starting December 21st, 2015. And if you'd like to have a private reading from me, you can also send me an email at gigileetarot at gmail.com. You can also subscribe to my channel. I would be very appreciative, and like and share my videos with your friends and family. So I always meditate before the reading. I pre-shuffle the cards. So let's see what we have for this coming week for my Scorpios. So the first card we have, it's very interesting. It's the Ten of Wands, or the Ten of Rods. Okay, depending on the tarot deck that you have, this one is by Morgan Greer. So there's a lot of work ahead of you. Okay, it's in a past position because I feel that, this coming week, you're going to lay out, a few things that you're looking for in 2016. I suggest for you to put them on paper just to have them organized, because there's a lot of things that you're going to involve yourself with. In part is because your ruler Mars will be in your sign after almost 2 years. It will be, I think, around the 3rd or 4th of January, a little bit before, a day before the Mercury retrograde. And it's going to stay in your sign for a long time. Okay, going retrograde and forward motion. And so it's a card of you just, again, bringing work with you. Okay, you're starting this week. You have a lot of things to do, a lot of things on your mind in terms of your career and your ambition. You also have Saturn in your second house. So you are now, some of you may be touching different things. Maybe if you're doing music, you decided to write or something with content, or you decided to do some other things in relation to music that you're trying out, that you really want. You have a lot of work. Maybe some of you also will be learning to do something or get better at something. It's a great card because it shows you'll be very, very busy. I mean, I do feel that there's a lot of energy around you, and I feel that most Scorpios are really ready to start, but it's best to lay low. Maybe, for January, just maybe not January, but just a portion of it, because then you'll have this movement in a slow going retrograde in your house, the fourth house of happiness and family in Aquarius. But it's just an energy. It's a general reading, so it won't affect most Scorpio, and it comes out differently in your relationship, in your life. In your relationship, it could be that now that you have merged with someone, you want to make it work. So there's a lot of things about being in a relationship that you have to learn, or that you have to create some skills or build up some type of experience. It's just, it's an energy. Let's see what we have for you, my Scorpio, in the present position for next week. We have the Page of Pentacles. So when you look those two cards, as you see, this is the past, so he's coming in, right? You could see he's like walking. I feel he's walking towards the present. Okay, it's however you see it. This is the energy I feel in this reading. And so you want money. Okay, what you're looking at is to increase your value. Because the Page of Pentacles, yes, represent value, money, time, whatever is important in your life that you value. It could be also friends and network, group of people. And it's just the beginning of you reorganizing yourself for your daily routine. You have this Saturn in your second house. So although you are moving forward in your project, it's still very new. And because there's so many things, I feel, Spirit is telling you, okay, so in terms of you going forward, you have to look at your finances, deeper. But it's a very, very beneficial card because it's a page and it will grow. So I do think that, most Scorpio will involve themselves in something that is beneficial, that will give them something. Like I said, you want to add something to your value, and that could be many things. So it's a great card to have in the position of the present for you for next week for my Scorpios. And let's see what card we have in the future position for Scorpios next week. The King of Cups. You know, it's just, again, this king is the most nurturing of them all. There's 4 kings, so he represents the most stable of stable, just because it's, I'm looking at on an emotional side. As you see, he has the cup of love, and he's holding him, you know, this we could, I don't want to call it, you know, he's holding this little baton, if I could say that. And so he has this position, okay? He has this great position. It's in a future outcome for you, for my Scorpio. So I do feel that, you know, you're going to have to get more, because you have that Jupiter in your 11th house. So right now you have a lot of demands. You will have a lot of demands of your time, in your time, or demanding of your time, sorry. Sometimes my English goes well and sometimes it's not. By the way, English is a foreign language to me, for me. And so I feel that this card is telling you, Scorpios, it says, you know, in the midst of everything, you going forward in some type of project, you have still this position where your friends need you, where, you know, people need to have your advice, people need for you to give them some time. And it's a lot of that, more than, you know, you may not have time to involve yourself in the business as much as you want, because you have this position in people's life. You have that Jupiter in the 11th house. So, you know, you involve in a lot of people's life. And even if you don't notice, I think your present means so much to people, more than you would think it means to you. Okay, so it's a very advantageous position to be on, because again, you're drawing people to you easily. Okay, so this is again in a future position, and I feel that, you know, you may not have the time, you know, or maybe this is, you know, maybe this time is the, I'm sorry for the noise. I live in Bangkok, Thailand, so it could get noisy. Okay, thank you very much for your patience. So I was saying that, you know, in the midst of you being busy with your own affair, your own career ambition, your own endeavor, or your own business, people will be asking for your time. But right now I feel that you have this little crunch before the beginning of the year, because as I said, your ruler will be in your sign after 2 years of absence, the beginning of January. So between now and January, maybe the time, you know, the time that you'll be able to give in peace without, you know, being too busy, because you're going to get very, very, very busy. My Scorpios in 2016, very, very busy. So I suggest you to, for next week, to, you know, to allow people to come and see you, or to go ahead and call those people that you haven't seen, or just to let them know that you're busy as well. You know, give them some hints, because they're expecting to hear from you, but they'll listen and they'll wait for you. They'll be very patient. Let's see what we have as the, because it's the way I read the card is, this is the past, so it's the energy coming for this week. This is the present, the future, and I decided to take one more card for the, I would say, the overall outcome, okay, for next week. The Ace of Cups. I love this card, especially when it's next to the King of Cups. So, you know, right now a lot of Scorpio people are happy, at least happier that they have been, because when you find your passion, when you find what you want to do, or when you're being valued for those that just got a promotion, you know, is there something you gain from having Saturn in your first house, which beside clarity could, you know, be of, you know, a different type of value. Again, it's a general reading, but whatever it is, it brings you that full happiness in your life as the outcome for next week. Because I think what it is, Scorpio like to be busy, but they feel it's not so much the busyness, it's they have to feel needed. That's why we have the King of Cups here, which also is water. It could represent a Scorpio man if we go in a mundane, interpretation, or it's just, it could be again different people depending on how it affects you in your reading. But in the love relationship, it could be a man, that will help you, or because you have him, then it will, release some burden because you have him as a support. I do see you having a support. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's a Scorpio man or a water sign, as Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. It could, but whoever that is, he's a very supportive man. Okay, and having the Ace of Cups is you getting exactly what you want. And you need that happiness. Scorpio absolutely need to feel comfortable to come out. And when they do come out, this is when they excel. And Scorpio is setting a few things to come out. There's a few things that are being planned for next year. And it will be a great, great year, by the way. But this week as well will be a great, great week for you, my Scorpio. So I will finish this reading here. I trust you enjoy it. And if you like, again, to have a private reading from me, you can send an email at gigileetarot@gmail.com. And please subscribe to my channel. It would be very appreciative. Sending you lots of blessing. I love you. And see you next week, Scorpios. Bye.